Well, that escalated quickly, says Jeremy DeHart, and most everybody else, as the National Hurricane Center has brought it up from like 40% to 70% chance of hurricane development today. That shouldn't surprise you because we have a rule here at Thor News 5 days after an eclipse, and especially a solar eclipse, we watch for a big storm or hurricane. We had a solar eclipse on the 2nd of October, and as I was saying, when models were basically saying we don't have to worry about a hurricane anymore, I was like, I don't think that's correct, because the solar eclipse literally changes the atmospheric conditions, causing hurricane models to have to readjust. And then if you throw the charged particles from the X-class flare into the mix, I'd be ready for a landfalling hurricane in the next 10 days. And so the NavGem 12Z now has, on October 9th, which will be Wednesday, a strong Category 2 hurricane making landfall in Florida. And then the Icon has a borderline Category 2 making landfall in Florida on the 9th also. And then the CMC on the 14th makes it slower, as it is a Category 1 hurricane. And then the Euro has a borderline Cat 2 on the 9th. And then we cross over all of Florida. All of them are pretty much saying that. And the 12Z GFS was like 986 millibar hurricane that will cross over. But then if we go to the very latest that just came out, the 18Z, it now has it. It's a hurricane here, but then it just becomes a tropical storm. But I think it's going to be a hurricane. Cat 1, Cat 2 could be worse. We'll see. And I've literally been talking about this publicly, saying us getting a hurricane formation around October 6th since the 22nd of October. So, wow, tons of people like to gossip about politics. I just like to do a good job. No burr again. I think it needs to be stated many of the Euro and GFS ensemble members are now notably slower and stronger. A hurricane of stronger magnitude hitting Central Florida in this manner would be very unusual, but it is 2024. Everything's unusual, really. Also, given cold front and some shear aloft may not ensure that it has any big chance of occurring as now. It's worth noting a thread the needle scenario of the hurricane dodging the shear and moving over really hot water is not impossible, although unlikely. So, right now, we don't know exactly where it's going to go, but it definitely looks like Florida. We don't know how strong it's going to be, but it definitely looks like it's going to be at least a Category 1 hurricane, in my opinion. You've got the X-class flare hitting Earth's atmosphere around the 6th, supercharging all the particles, and then you have Mars entering its shadow period before it goes retrograde, which is a huge deal, on the 6th, which is the exact day that Elon is confirmed he will be going to Trump's rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, where he got shot in the ear on the day Mars goes into shadow, which, as your planetary defense commander, I wouldn't recommend at all. You know, I like to play defense, and especially on specific days. Anyway, do what you can to keep Elon and Trump safe. And Kamala and Biden, the last thing we want to do is lose any of our presidents. Things would only get much worse, and things are already super bad. And then you had Marjorie Greene Taylor today tweeting out that they absolutely control the weather. Who's they? Because we got hit by a bunch of hurricanes. Technically, one of the worst ones is Maria, where like 3,000 people died. That was under Trump. And we got, from 2016 to 2020, we got hit by a bunch of hurricanes. So they were controlling them then too? Does that mean that our president, whoever would be controlling them, is above our people, our presidents? I don't know, man. Anywho, and I want to say again, I know this pisses people off, but Alex Jones he talks to people on his channel like 8 hours a day, and he spent 0 time warning people about Hurricane Helene, where I spent 20 days warning people. So now he's going nonstop about all the shit. So I'm just saying, why don't you take some time to warn people? Like, this one will probably be a major problem. Okay. And I mean, it could be Cat 3. Who knows? This is the Gulf. Anywho, I didn't say that as well as I should have. And then Hurricane Kirk, which is in the middle of the ocean right now, is probably going to punch Europe in some form or fashion. So there it is right there. And I'm just saying, I don't know. Everybody's a total addiction to politics. Well, they blame everything bad on one party and take credit for everything good for the other party. That's just crazy, man. But did you see that? See how Hurricane Kirk is going to... So Europe, yeah, you need to watch out for wild weather. You got multiples coming in, wave after wave after wave. Check that out. That's nuts. All right. And whoever does get elected will probably end up disappointing you. Boop. All right. Okay. Well, I'll probably do another video around 10-ish. So, and I'll be covering the heck out of this hurricane as I have been, the upcoming one. I think I've done an A+ job this hurricane season. All right. Stay cool. God bless everyone. Talk to y'all soon.